it does several things for the individual. It takes the headache and worry out of the family having to plan a service when a loved one has made the transition from labor to reward. The pre-planning process, the individual would make all the selections that a family would normally make at the time of the death, if the death had actually occurred. It takes all of the guesswork out of it. The person would have already selected their own casket. They would have given you all the details so far as what color clothing they would like to use, what minister or what person they would like to officiate their services, what songs they want sang. Everything is already spelled out in full detail.
The advantage of doing a prepaid burial plan is that you're able to lock in today's prices. With our economy and the way that we are having the experience of everything being increased, you're able to save and pay for funeral services before the actual services are rendered, and you can lock in today's prices. Not only that, your family is able to adhere to any wishes that you may have when it comes to your final disposition.
For the most part, the only thing that the family has to decide when a loved one has passed away that has a prearranged funeral plan is the day and the time of the service. Those are the only two major issues that have to be worked out at the time the death does occur, when a prearrangement is in existence. Cremation and traditional burial. The cremation is the service itself, or the procedure itself, is actually on the rise. Cremation is something that has become somewhat a reality because of economics. Cremation was not traditionally widespread. However, you do have families that are going to have a traditional service no matter what. Now, with the cremation and the traditional services going hand in hand, a lot of people are opting to have a regular traditional funeral and then have the person cremated, which is incorporating two dispositions, if you will, rather than an in-earth burial or an entombment. Then the person is having a traditional funeral and then being cremated.
Cremation services, that's where generally the body is not present and you're just having more or less a memorial service, which is a celebration of one's life. In a traditional funeral service, you go through the visitation period as well as a funeral service, and instead of being cremated, the body is actually taken to a cemetery for an interment or a burial.
Grief support is basically different organizations that offer services to families, to individuals that are having a difficult time dealing with the death of a loved one. Now at our funeral home, one thing that we're working on right now, it's in the grassroots stages of what we call the RAISE program. And the RAISE program is designed to raise the spirits of those that are still left behind. And what that does is, what our company is actually going to do is to sponsor outings for our clients. And it's one way for our clients to help each other. Whereas, let's say for instance, one widower, she may not be experiencing the same difficulties that another widow would be experiencing. But we sponsor the outing for them to go out and have lunch or, do whatever. And then therefore they can possibly open up a conversation as to, well, this is what's helping me, this is what may help you, and again, this is how our clients can start to help each other.
When it comes to talking to children in regards to death, my suggestion is that adults be open and honest with children. Children are able to understand things when it's presented to them in an honest fashion. Another recommendation I would encourage the family, whenever there's a death to a child that is very dear and near to them, I would suggest that you let the child participate in planning the funeral services with any suggestions that they may have, because that assists children in the grieving process.
It is somewhat computer generated. However, in order for a family to finalize any funeral arrangements, they would have to be with an actual, sit with an actual funeral director, whether it be at the funeral home or whether it be at their own residence or some place of their choice. But for the most part, a family can go online, especially to our website, pick out caskets, look at caskets, and have pretty much a general idea as to what they would want when they actually sit down with that director, so that they can see, put everything together in contract form.
Some of the complimentary services here at William C. Harris Funeral Directors that we offer would be our complimentary dove release on every service. We have an in-house catering service as well as an in-house floral service.
Our funeral home is William C. Harris Funeral Directors and Cremation Service. We're located at 9825 Halls Ferry Road, and that's near the intersection of Halls Ferry and Lucas and Hunt. Our phone number is 314-868-9500. Again, that's 314-868-9500.